Hello, my name is Dr. Maya Byfield. My business is The Phenomenal STEMist. I'm so excited to be here in Orange County because it's where I live. I live in Apopka, Florida. And I decided to make this business because I saw a need for underrepresented students to be successful in STEM, which stands for science, technology, engineering, math. And the best way I can do that is just provide products for parents to prepare them, whether it's a book or online STEM camps or just video podcasting. My goal is to transform this community, especially those who are underrepresented. And the way to do that is to help parents understand their children's minds and basically develop them at different stages of their lives to be prepared for a successful STEM career. Thank you so much. That's why I'm here. Hey, 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 it's the Phenomenal STEMist with Before It Closes.
All day, every day. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Listen, we're an hour early because of my beloved Knicks. Go Knicks. They're playing right
Oh,
now.
have mercy.
They're
Have
playing
mercy.
right now. And I said, I know at 8:45, I know I want to be watching in the midst of it. So I
Hmm.
really appreciate you, Brandon, for coming on our schedule
Hmm.
to so I can
For
watch
for the Knicks.
for
For the
my
Knicks. I
for
just
my
want to
beloved.
for your
No,
beloved
for
Knicks. Okay.
me,
Okay.
for
Yes, for Doc.
me.
This is why I'm here, Doc. For you. For you. For you, I'll do it. Not for Thibodeau. For you.
Listen, I'm glad you're here. It is the first Monday of the month, and no matter rain, shine, NBA finals, NBA basketball,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
we
yeah, yeah,
are
yeah, yeah.
here to
Yeah.
talk about market watchers.
Hey, all day. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get right
Uh,
into it.
talk to me about what's going on with the real estate market.
Okay, so the market is in a interesting place right now. I'm just going to run the stats by you. What we've been seeing is kind of a this, right? We kind of bottomed out around December
Hmm.
from say because and we've been talking about this now for months, right? The whole reason why we do this segment is to get people more market literate so that they
Hmm.
can learn how to read the market for themselves. And the indicators that we use are we want to look at overall purchase price. So it's either the average or the median. Some folks go by median. I go by average. But today, for the purpose of the conversation, we'll stick with median. Okay.
Okay.
And if you don't know, median price is really just the middle price of all the prices, of all the sales prices that have taken place over the last, say, for me, I do it month to month so that we can track the actual progress. We're
Hmm.
looking at pricing. We're looking at days to close, how many days it's actually taking to close on a transact, or rather, how many days it's taking from the moment you list to the moment that you close to
Hmm.
sell your property, and overall sales volume, as in how many homes are actually selling.
Okay.
And I got to be honest with you, it looks like we're on the upward trend
Uh
heading
oh.
into the summertime. It's been
Yeah,
doing this right here. It's been, you know what I'm saying? We
you want to
can
get it?
we coming out the valley, and we headed to the mountain. We heading upward.
Uh-oh.
You
It's
know.
time to buy. If you
Yeah.
wanna buy, it's time to buy.
Yeah.
I saw something, somebody, I can't remember who, I think Jeezy, I don't know, buys a property on their birth. My birthday is on Sunday. They say every Sunday he buys a property. I was like, I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Okay.
I don't think I'm ready. I don't think I'm ready to buy in May, but I think I'm ready. I think I'm
Okay.
ready. I
Okay.
called you, and I'm serious. I have the money. I have some
Okay.
money. I don't know how much, a lot of money, but I have something that I've gathered together. Because you know what I also heard
is that people are gonna try to get their house before the school system starts. Right, they want
Right.
to get a certain type of property. They want to choose where their the schools where their kids will go. So
Right.
they want them settled. So that June July time frame might be a
Yeah.
big,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So getting it before then may be important because you're telling me it's doing it. It's starting to come
Yeah,
down. It's trying to
it's
crest.
yeah, it's doing a little, little rocking chair motion
Rocking
going on
chair.
here. But
Got you.
historically, on average, we sell a lot during the summer times.
Yeah.
That's the best time to sell your property. No matter who you go to, where you go for your stats, Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com. Um, what's another popular one? Well, half a dozen of them just flashing through my mind, but it doesn't matter where you go. They all tell you statistic wise, summer is the time to sell your
Mm,
property. The worst time to sell your property is during the winter time.
mm,
You get the worst turnout during the wintertime months.
mhm,
So
mhm,
yeah. And that's where we're at. Orlando is doing this, so we're coming out of it. Kissimmee, on the other hand, not so much. Not so
mhm.
much.
Also depends on
I
where too.
It depends on where. Kissimmee has an interesting problem. The problem with Kissimmee is that all year long, they've been kind of going downward as far as sales are concerned. They've rebounded a little bit. Like for instance, in December, or rather in January, their sales prices were at 395. February,
Mhm,
4 on median, 410, 210 on in March. So it crept up another $200. Not much of an increase. And then we see for April, it dipped back to 300. It's going up and it looked like it was signs of hope.
mhm.
And it's like, no, I think I'll take another nap. And,
Yeah.
a bit. So area is always counted. I've said this on this show before. Where you buy counts. So you want to make sure you
Where
know
you
what's going
buy.
on for your local. Right. Where you buy counts. Yeah.
I mean,
Tampa.
I mean, as we move on to, is this anything you want to say about market watchers anymore? Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay.
What I want to say is that, just like you said, if you're in the or Orange County area, then now is the time for you to buy. I don't know how explosive it's going to be during the summer months, but historically it doesn't go down. So again, if you're serious about buying, now might be a good time to do it, because even though it's rebounded quite a bit, it's still lower than we were a year ago, 2 years
Mhm.
ago.
Mhm.
So now is a good time.
Mhm.
Um, if you're somebody who's living in a place, say for Kissimmee and Tampa, I would say for selling, maybe, unless you have to, sit it out for a little while. Keep watching.
Mhm.
Tune in to the phenomenal STEMIS on a Monday and see about
First
me.
Monday.
Yeah, first Monday is a month. It's first Monday of the
Market
month.
watchers. Market
Yeah,
watchers.
yeah, 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 yeah,
You
yeah,
leaving me. Okay, good. You leaving me hanging.
yeah.
All right. So for today's topic, I saw something. You were talking about where matters: Tampa, Kissimmee, Orange County, Orlando. You're like, it matters on places. Now, I heard a rumor, and this is where we really want to talk about this concept of sourcing,
Mm-hmm.
that Florida is the most expensive state to live. And
Mm-hmm.
I also heard that it's more expensive to buy than to rent. It's better to rent right now than to buy.
Okay.
These are the things that are floating on the internet. I want to talk first about the concept of how do we sift through information floating on the internet. Something like Florida is the most expensive state to live. Like, how do you feel about that?
So here's the thing, and again, um, you just have to check your sources. If you're local market, I would suggest getting yourself a professional and then asking that professional in that market what's going on. Okay, so a Central Florida, if you want to really know what's going on in Central Florida, talk to a Central Florida person about Central Florida, right?
That's the
Am I coming in okay? I see that I'm getting a little bit of disruption on the on my
you're
connection.
you're getting a little bit of delay, but it's fine. It sounds okay.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so check in with a particular professional in the area that you're interested in. Personally, I will say this: I used to do a presentation on renting versus buying for actually an international nurse program that is actually sponsored by a lot of I would say hospital systems in the Central Florida area. They would pack a full room full of nurses, and I would go there and speak on the merits of renting and the merits of buying, answer any questions. And I've come to find out, I had a come to Jesus moment myself about this situation. And when people ask me, is it better to rent or buy? My answer to them is, it depends on your situation.
Depends. It depends.
It depends on your situation. For a international nurse, for someone coming in to the United States for the first time and not knowing exactly where they actually want to live, and they're going to be working at one hospital, they're not sure if they're going to be there for 3 months or a whole year. I think a rental situation is the best for that person. Much easier to get out of a lease than it is to get out of a mortgage. I can tell you that right now. Way
Much easier.
easier to get
Way
out of a
easier.
lease than to get out of a mortgage. Not only that, but on a lease side, it's just easier to maintain. Your owner is taking care of everything. They're covering the taxes, insurance. They're taking care of, any leaky faucet, anything that goes wrong or needs to be fixed. That's handled. So you basically just have to show up, pay your rent, and live until whenever it is that your lease is up, and then you negotiate and keep your lease down. But that's it. If you're on the ownership side, that comes with it comes responsibilities. Responsibilities come with that.
Hmm.
There's no more calm management for that leaky faucet, right? You are management.
I
You're the
am managing.
person you got to call. And dealing with contractors can be a challenge at times. And you often have to keep up to date with what's going on with your home. But the good news is that with ownership position come ownership, uh,
Benefits.
amenities, and benefits.
Yeah.
Right. So you get to share in the equity of the home. You get to share in the value. You get to share in all that happens with the home. You have all kinds of options. You can rent it out if you've bought well, right? You bought at such a low price, you can benefit from the rent. You can do an ELOC, get your mortgage, take advantage of the equity. You can do a whole refinance if you don't like your loan, right? So there's a lot of things that you can do in a purchase that you can't do in a rental situation, but the responsibilities are different.
Absolutely. So in this market right now, in where they say, do you agree that Florida is a very expensive place to live? Were you bothered by that
I was
meme?
bothered. I was bothered. It was like somebody said something about my mom. I was like, "What'd you say? What'd you say?" Hold my mortgage calculator. Like, it's, first of all, while right now Florida has eclipsed, I think they're number two. We got past either New York or was it California? I can't remember
We
which
are
state it
number
was.
3. We are the
Is it number
top.
three?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
there you
passed
go.
New York as the
There you
most
go. That's it.
populated state. So it's California first, then Texas,
Yeah.
now Florida past New York. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hmm.
So we have leapfrog New York, which is no small feat. But at the same time, I still don't think it's the most we're anywhere close to the most expensive state to live in. I don't believe so. I live here. I'm familiar with the demographics. I'm familiar with the prices and sales prices, rents across much of South Florida and Central Florida. And I've seen Georgia. I've seen
Hmm.
Tennessee. I've seen other places. I can tell you right now that we are not the most expensive.
Hmm. And I feel like this is what I feel. I can't prove it. I feel like this is a time to invest,
Hmm.
and it's I've seen it throughout my short. I'm turning 46 years next on Sunday. I've
46 young. 46 young.
46 young. When everybody is scared, the people who make the most money jump in and they invest. When the stock market is going bad, when the
Hmm.
real estate, that's when everybody jumps. That's when they jump in. That's when the money makers jump in.
Hmm.
While everybody's afraid, oh, I'm leaving Florida. It's too expensive to live here. I'm leaving, and it's prime. It's prime to be invested in.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know, I think that's the history of that I've seen. So we can't use we got to be careful about the sources that we read. You taught me this. When you asked me, and it's funny, before I usually ask that question. I like what where's this source coming from? 'Cause, where's the peer review? I
Right,
usually
right,
ask
right,
that
right, right,
question when in the context of science.
right.
But see, this is not my field. So I didn't think to do that. But you know what, guys? In every situation in life, you got to ask that question.
Yes, ma'am.
Because when I asked before about it, he asked, that's the first question he asked me. What source is this?
Trying
And
to
I'm
tell
like,
you,
you know
man.
what? I'm like, you know what? It was a social media meme.
Man, I tell you, watch the memes, man. You gotta watch them memes. Watch them. Watch them.
Because
I saw.
memes will make you poor.
Woo, I
That's
hope
a
you
word
gotta
right
put
there.
that on TikTok. Put
Put that on a
that on
t-shirt.
TikTok.
Memes will
Put
make you
that
poor.
on TikTok. Memes make you poor.
That's
Make you.
deep.
Listen. Here's the thing. The truth about it is that there are still many places in Florida that are still very inexpensive to live. The most
Hmm.
expensive places are so expensive that it's
Right.
making Florida seem like it's inexpensive. I want to say that one more time.
Yeah.
The most expensive places in Florida are so expensive that
Hmm.
it's making the rest of the state look expensive, but that's not the
Hmm.
case.
It's not the case.
Miami and South Florida is who I'm talking about. Those
Yeah.
counties are in the stratosphere right now when it comes to, you know, affordability. I mean, you just can't afford to live there anymore. And when you're looking at the numbers overall for the state, they're factored in too.
Hmm.
So, and Miami being one of the most populous cities that we have in Florida, Jacksonville number one, I believe. Last time I checked, the Tampa Bay area is somewhere in the top three. Miami's
Hmm.
pulling up the rear in three or four. But these populous cities will account for the lion's share of those stats when it comes to affordability. So Miami's going
And
to tip those scales.
and that's why the median is so important versus the average, because
Hmm.
that's actually what I think the social media was saying, is that the major cities are so expensive. So it's making Florida look expensive because
Hmm.
when you use the average, you literally, this is an outlier. It's like
Hmm.
i- Miami costs so much money, but it's only one part of Florida, but it's overpowering all of the
Hmm.
others and making it, it's like you get somebody get a 100%, 110% on the test, and
Hmm.
everybody else got C's, but because the person did so well, it made everybody look good.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
vice versa. You could, like, most people got C's, but that person got a 10% on
Mhm,
their test.
mhm,
And it
mhm.
drops the average real low. And it makes me look like a bad teacher because that one person. It's called an outlier. It's called
Oh,
an
man.
outlier. So you got to use a lot of times medians where you get just the middle cost. It helps, deal with that outlier. So that's probably what it is. You're looking at Miami and you're like, oh, it's so expensive to live there. Then all of Florida is expensive. Be careful,
Mhm,
guys. Be
mhm,
careful. And so the same thing, the context of it costs more to rent than to buy, even if that's, or it's better to rent than to buy, and even if that's the mindset of people, that should get people in the mindset of rental properties, right? Like,
Hmm. Hmm.
is our rental properties good investments? I think I'm gonna close with this question: are rental properties good investments when everybody thinks it's better to rent than to buy?
I would say yes. Here's the thing, too. Rents have been going up and steady over the last couple of years. Since the pandemic, we've been seeing steady growth, year in and year out. There hasn't been a decrease like there's been in the sales sector. So, for those that are interested in renting, okay, you can look into that. But at the same time, the people that are investment minded, they see the rents go up. They're not thinking, oh, I need to find a place where it's cheaper to rent. They're thinking, oh, I need to find an investment property because the
Right.
rents are going up. I can live in one of these units, and unit two, unit three, unit four, unit five will pay for my one rent, and I'll be able to cover anything else I got going on in life. So it's just a slight mindset change as you would have it. And I'll say this last thing, and I don't want to keep you from enjoying the game. My
No, no, no. Say whatever you want to
say
say.
what I gotta say. Okay,
Say what
okay,
you
I'm gonna
want to
say it.
say. Say
I'm gonna say
everything
it.
you want to say today, in regards
Okay.
to this concept of renting and buying and rental properties. Yeah, no
Yeah.
rush. It's the first quarter. It's just the first quarter.
Okay. Okay. You keep a track. I love it. And here's the thing about it. The other thing about it is, besides the situation, we see a lot of folks like to focus, I think, a lot on the lack side. So they look at, man, it's getting so expensive, and where is it that we're running out of inventory, we're running out of places that are still inexpensive to live. So they get in kind of a panic. They start to believe that kind of the misinformation that's out there. And while things are going up, that is true. If you look at some areas in Central Florida, you'll find out that it's still very affordable to live in
Hmm.
this area. Lakeland is a very affordable place to live. I just found out recently that if you're looking for beachfront property, Flagler County is probably one of the better places that you're going to live, where the you can get yourself a beach house for under $500,000 and
Mm,
still walk it to the beach. That is unheard of
wow.
in South Florida. I hooked one of my family members up with a beach house actually in that area. So, Volusia County, another good example. DeLand, Deltona. If you're looking for space, they're great for that. Daytona, again, pound for pound, one of the best price areas if you're looking to live close to the beach, that I think you'll find anywhere else. So the numbers check out, guys. Talk to a professional. Talk to me. Come look for me. I'll give you all that you need to know as far as statistics are concerned, and we'll get you set up the right way.
I didn't even think about that. It's not just investment properties, but um not just rental properties, but in investment properties for the future, where you can buy something for cheap, a beachfront property for cheap now, which will be in the millions
Will be.
in the future. I'm
Yeah.
not even thinking that way either. You just brought that perspective to me as well.
Oh, Maya, girl, let me tell you, I have seen the prices. You can get a beachfront home in Flagler for a million and under. A
Mm.
million and under. That was breakthrough for me. And that's the thing. Even though I've been in this market for as long as I have been in real estate for as long as I have been, I'm still learning stuff too.
Yeah.
There are parts of Florida that I'm not privy to, that I'm still now finding out about, that is also holding some very interesting stats and realities that I'm bringing to light for some of the buyers and investors we're working with. It's all an education for me and for everybody else, but um, most definitely, there is still a lot of gems in this city, in this
In the
state.
state.
How long is it going to last? I don't know. I don't know. That's the real question. How long overall will this state remain affordable north of Palm Beach? I'm not sure, but I don't want to be one of those that'll have to find out by experience. I want to invest now while I know it's affordable. While I know that there's places around that I can buy and invest, and then I'll grow into it into the future.
Grow into it in the future. And we look at our past. Look
Hmm.
at our past. You lived in Miami. You remembered when Miami was cheap.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
now you see it's unaffordable. Well, north of Miami, north of Central Florida is cheap, guys.
Hmm.
It's time. It's
Hmm.
time. Talk to
Hmm.
before closes. Before closes at Gmail 305 Get in touch with him. I
Hmm.
remember 15 years ago, my uncle said, Maya, it's time for you to buy a house.
Hmm.
And I have no regrets.
Hmm.
I got this house. I got this house for pennies as compared to
Okay.
what
Okay. Okay.
it's
Okay.
worth
Okay.
now and what it will be in the future because I listened
Okay.
to my uncle
All
back
right.
in 2013, 11 years ago. 11 years ago. So, um use people's experience as your guide. Use people's experience as your guide. Awesome. This is it's been anything else any closing remarks you want to say before? Remember, before closes at
No.
gmail.com 305 Get in contact with him if you feel like it's
Hmm.
time for you.
Yes, ma'am. Or look us up on Facebook. I'm with Tower Team Realty. I'm the branch manager out there. You send in a question or leave a comment on our page. I am the one that gets all that action. It hits me up on my phone, or when you send an IM or DM,
What's the
I
name of
get
it?
those messages. Tower Team Realty. Tower Team Realty. I am the active branch manager there. So if you look us up on the page, you
What's the
ask a
website? It's
question.
Facebook. It's the Facebook page.
Facebook page, yeah.
Mhm.
Tower Team Orlando. Tower Team Realty Orlando. Tower
Okay.
Team Realty Orlando on Facebook. Look us up. Send me a question by way of commenting on our page. I answer those. I'll be happy to get right to you. Um, I'm going to say this, Doc. We're going to hook you up nicely. We're going to hook you up nicely. We're going to make sure, I'm going to make personally sure that we get you a property by way of one or a couple that's going to meet the financial needs that you're looking for. We're going to make
Appreciate
sure
it.
of that. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Appreciate it.
But as a
Appreciate it.
final thought, that's really all I have to say. I'm here for you guys. Um, right now, again, great time to buy. There are some select areas that are great for investment. I have an entire list of them. Something that I've been doing since I've been doing the show with Mai is she's kept me honest. I've had to do research for just pretty much whole swaths of areas so that when I come on this show, I know what I'm talking about. So the knowledge is
Trust the
still in my head.
professional.
I'm here for y'all. I'm here.
Trust the professional, not them memes. Them memes will keep you poor.
Mm, stay away from
Trust.
the memes.
Stay away
Stay
from the memes, y'all.
mercy.
Stay
Mercy.
away from the memes, y'all. Trust the
Mercy.
professional.
Mm-mm-mm.
Don't have them running you away while they're just undercover taking just vultures taking all the cheap property.
You remind me of that one meme where there was a quote, the internet be bugging, quote Abraham Lincoln. You know what I'm saying? Like watch the memes,
Quote,
y'all. Y'all gotta
watch
watch
the
the
memes. Watch the
memes,
memes.
man.
All right, I'm the phenomenal STEMist, and so is he. It's the second quarter of the Knicks game, and I think we're down by 2. So
Oh,
let
oh.
me go watch. I give them good luck. So I gotta
Okay.
give
All
them
right.
go
Praying for
give them
y'all
good
now.
luck. I'm wearing my
Pray for
orange.
y'all, man. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see you. I see you. I see you. All right,
Good,
Doc.
good night,
I'm
everybody.
here for you on the support system. I'm here for you, girl. If you need a shoulder cry on after the game, girl, I'm here. I'm here.
We gonna win. We gonna win. Blue and orange. Let's go.